and gentlemen, get ready for Low Country Lunatics with your host, Chef Giuseppe from Apostioli Specialty Foods, Jamie Truciati from Veltric Intent, and Joe Levy Jr., Frontline Safety Supply. We're going to get down, we're going to get real, talking Italian food and entertainment from the 80s and 90s, every Friday on the Lunatic Network.
And the mess I made still carries my name. Now I'm sauced, dripping red like bloody wine. From the ruins, I built this life of mine. Every jaw's a prayer, every scar's a call. You can't break a man who's already been lost. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Low Country Lunatics with your host, Chef Giuseppe from Apostioli Specialty Foods, Jamie Truciati from Veltric Intent, and Joe Levy Jr., Frontline Safety Supply. We're going to get down, we're going to get real, talking Italian food and entertainment from the 80s and 90s, every Friday on the Lunatic Network.
And the mess I made still carries my name. Now I'm sauced, dripping red like bloody wine. From the ruins, I built this life of mine. Every jaw's a prayer, every scar's a call. You can't break a man who's already been lost. I'm sorry.
What's going on? Welcome back to Low Country Lunatics. I'm Jamie, here with my guys. As you know, we got Chef down there in Charleston, South Carolina. I got my cousin Joey up there, Buffalo's finest. And today we've got a special guest. But before we get to that, in honor of Easter week, anybody have anything they want to share? Joe, Chef, anything you guys want to share real quick before we get moving on this?
Well, Easter was always a special time of year, right? It's when Easter Bunny comes with our baskets, and first and foremost, obviously, it's the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. First and foremost. So,
Amen.
But keeping with tradition on our show, we like to talk about stories of things that took place when we were younger. So I think I'll kick the show off with a little Easter story. When I was a kid, the Easter Bunny would come to the house, aka my dad, and would hide the baskets for us. Yeah, dude, I found out when I was like 23. I was so upset. But he would hide these baskets in the worst possible space and would just wait for me and my siblings to cry. And I think it was his little enjoyment for the year. You remember those the old station wagons, Jamie, where they had the well?
Like a Woody? You can sit backwards in the back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then so my grandfather one time hid my Easter basket inside the well, inside the car, inside the garage. We would legit cry for a long time until my mom finally told him to let us know where everything was. But I remember coming home one night from a party, and my brother and sister, my sister was 8 years younger than me, and my brother was 9 years younger than me. And I come walking in, and I'm taking my shoes off, and I look up, and the back of our TV was facing the door, and there was an Easter basket. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's one of the first spots that anyone's going to look, right? Mind you, I was half in the bag. So I went around the house, and I found both Easter baskets, and I re-hid them. And
fantastic.
Yeah, so I took my sister's and I put it in the food pantry in the kitchen. I took everything off the shelf, put the basket in the back, put everything back exactly the way it was. And then my brother's, I went down the basement and put it in the laundry room and just covered it with laundry. So next morning I wake up and I hear a bunch of crying. and it's my brother Scott. And he's like, the Easter Bunny didn't come. He didn't come. And then I hear my dad, did you look behind the TV? Yeah, I looked behind the TV.
I can see your dad. I can see your dad doing that too.
So being downstairs, you can hear everything above you. You hear the footsteps walking over to the TV, and he's like, son of a bitch. And then I hear the footsteps coming down the stairs, and the door opens. He's like, all right, smart ass, where did you move? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, don't make me beat you while you're in that bed. Where did you put everything? So
I can also see that. Yeah.
So ended up telling him, crisis diverted, and it was funny. We still talk about it to this day, but classic rehiding the Easter baskets, and
that's fantastic. Chef, you got something? You got something? An Easter story?
I don't know, man. I can't even think straight this morning, bro. I'm like all fucked. As you can see, I got this rainbow bright ice pack. Gonna be heading to the hospital right after this. Oh yeah, after this podcast, I'm gonna be heading to the hospital. I gotta get some spinal surgery, guys. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been coming. So
yeah, I've been prolonging it, delaying it, but whatever. But let's talk about our guest, New England Patriots,
yes.
right? I mean, come on.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Our guest.
Wait. Who? New England what? All right, hold on.
Don't do it.
No, it's just it's getting too warm down in down here in my basement. So I just it's so warm down here. In Buffalo here, the weather's finally. Oh, wait a second. Hang on, let me fix this right there. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, I feel better now.
Assholes. Nate, don't pay attention to you guys.
All right, well, we're good now. I feel more comfortable.
So, like I said, we've got a special guest, Nate Wieland, former NFL linebacker, spent time with the Patriots, but took a different path to the league. Small schools, position switch, undrafted, still found a way in. But now he's operating in private lending and multifamily deals. But I don't even want to start with what you're doing now. Take me back. How the hell did that actually happen, Nate? Tell us more.
I wish I had just a straightforward path of, went high level college, which is how I started out. Went to the University of Iowa, but 3 months in, ended up tearing my quad there.
Oh no!
Took about 9 months to recover that. Came back and had another ankle injury. So out of my whole time there, I think I was on the field for maybe 2 months of practicing. So that happened, and it pushed me back. And I was a freshman at the time too. And what they don't tell you is when you do that, you're away from the team. When you're rehabbing, you're completely away from the team. You're just kind of in your own little section of the training room. You come in, you do your rehab, you leave. Like I didn't.
What are you, quarantine?
Unless it was. Yeah, basically. I mean, that's what it felt like. I actually felt when COVID hit in quarantine, I was like, oh, I've done this before. So that was how my college career started. And even to back up further, it was my first year playing linebacker. Played quarterback in high school, and I thought that was going to be my route. I had multiple Division I offers for that. Thought that was going to be the way that I was going to go. Thought I was going to be the next Josh Allen before Josh Allen. And
good answer.
Then obviously being born. That was actually my first college game was against Josh Allen, his senior year at Wyoming.
Really?
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But so I thought I was going to go that route. I mean, I thought I was going to be Josh Allen before Josh Allen. But then obviously growing up in Iowa City, had a good senior year playing and ended up getting, bigger offers. Iowa ended up coming and offering me after my senior season. And it was really hard to turn that down. It was where I was born and raised. But they recruiting me to play linebacker. So I was like, okay, like how hard can that transition be? Like I already played the hardest position in the sport. Like what is going to the other side of the ball and, just tackling people? How hard can that be? No, it's really hard. It is a huge change, especially going from that to a Power 5 school in the Big Ten. It was a huge change, but it also, I mean, being just thrown in the fire at Iowa, it really helped me develop as a player. But unfortunately, obviously, the injuries took a toll. So then, after my second year there, transferred to a small school in Des Moines, Iowa, where I mean, it was really all my friends played there. Like that was why I went there. I roomed with, my best friends growing up. They were playing there, and I was really just in the mindset of, all right, I'm gonna finish school, but I'm also gonna, still play the game that I love. I'm coming off an injury that I haven't played football in 2 years, like in a game in 2 years. So I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like I'm just gonna go out on a strong note these last 2 years, still enjoy the game that I love playing, but also just it was really good. It was a strong academic school, so it's like I'll get my degree and kind of just find out the next chapter in life. Well, after my junior year, I was the National Defensive Player of the Year, and my senior year we had all 32 teams come through to watch. Me at practices. So after each practice, I knew I was going to sit down and talk with scouts during camp. And that's when it kind of hit me. Okay, like this road isn't over. Like all my dreams of making it to the NFL when I was growing up, that's still on the table, which that wasn't even my goal of coming here. My goal was just to have fun with it. And I think that kind of hit, like you could do both. Like you could just have fun with it and also play to the highest level. Because it kind of went to the back of my mind of making it to the highest level when I knew I was going to a smaller school. I was like, oh, how many people really make it out of this? So, it was hard when I went there to kind of weigh the options of, I'm going to have a lot less attraction as a player to do that, but also I'm going to get a great education, and maybe that's just the way it goes. But after my junior year, obviously that happened. Going to my senior year, talked with all 32 teams, had really good conversations with a lot, and it brought scouts to games for the first time, like in that school's history. So there was always scouts at our games, watching our games, and that really shifted my mindset. And then 2 games into my senior year, tear my hamstring. I'm out.
Oh my God! Come on!
Oh my God, bro!
So that set me completely back. I'm having these talks with people like, oh yeah, like we might take you with a late pick. And I also still had one more year because I had a medical red shirt my freshman year, so I still had a chance to go back for another year. So when that happened, I was just like, oh well, why? Like I'm not stressing about it, but let's just finish out the senior year strong. We ended up making the national championship game, finished out the season strong, but only played in 5 games. So my junior year was actually COVID, so we only played 8 games. So my whole college career, I only played in like 13 total games. So I didn't I didn't have a ton of film. I'm coming from a small school. So I took after that season, which would have been my senior season, I weighed the options. And I was like, all right, I've had 2 surgeries in college now. I have to, like, if I get hurt again, if I come back and I get hurt again, this dream's over. But I'm still having talks with scouts. Like they still are interested in me. So I was like, okay, I go in, tell the head coach after we lost the national championship game, but I went in, I talked to him, and was like, I think it's the best for me. I hired an agent. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna take this leap of faith, and I think I can make a team.
Nice.
And so I went with him, but because nobody from this school had ever declared for the NFL draft before, he didn't relay the message. And I don't blame him. He didn't know any better. Like it's never happened in the school's history. So he was really late to getting my name out there. I signed an agent in February. My pro day was early March. So I was on the back burner of teams. Teams thought I was coming back because I declared on literally the last day that you can declare. So teams that were talking to me didn't even know that I was going into this draft. They thought I was coming back. So it raised a lot of questions on if I was ready to make it there, just based off the small school. how many little sorry, my dog's going crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear him. But so yeah, that happened, and then so I get a text from one of the Raiders scouts, and he texts me. He goes,
Ooh.
and this was I want to say the day before my pro day, and he goes, didn't even know you declared, gonna try to make it to your pro day tomorrow. I'm like, how many people even know that I'm performing tomorrow? But luckily,
Right.
had a good pro day. Had some scouts that showed up. I think there was, out of all of them, I think only 6 or 7 showed up. And out of the 32 that I've talked to this whole time, and they show up and run. The first thing we do is run the 40. Ended up running, I think it was a 4.49 40. Some had a 4.49, some had 4.51, which would have been the highest or the fastest 40 out of the linebackers in the NFL Combine that year. So that immediately, raised some eyebrows. I was lucky for that. Did the bench press 29 times, which would have been, I believe, the second highest out of the linebackers at the NFL Combine that year. And that kind of solidified that I was ready. But it got pushed back. I had interviews after that with the scouts. Interviews went great. And then 2 weeks before, I was talking with my agent, and he goes, you're in a good spot. It might be a late pick, but there's a few teams interested. So I texted him, and just growing up following Tom Brady, I was like, please tell me. Like, I thought, I loved Bill Belichick growing up just as a fan. Like, please tell me New England's one of them. I always wanted to, that was the one team that I wanted to play for. And he texted me, he goes, I got great news for you. New England is one of them. And I think they're the most interested. So I was like, awesome. And so obviously draft weekend comes. I was waiting on the third day, nothing. Which it wasn't a surprise. I mean, I knew I only playing 13 games. I was like, I know it's probably gonna be an undrafted free agent route. Third day comes and draft ends, nothing. Waiting for my agent to call. Nothing. And I'm like, did I not get picked up by anybody? And
come on.
Then he calls me the next. And everybody's texting me. I'm having friends, family, everybody's texting me. What's the word? Where are you going? Like, what's going on here? I was ready. I was ready to go out that night. I was gonna, as soon as I got that text, I was gonna go get a couple drinks. I was gonna celebrate a little bit. I didn't get anything, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, what am I gonna?
Yeah,
do
that's gonna be nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there with a couple of my friends in our apartment living room, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, and I know my agent represents a lot of people, so I'm like, maybe he's trying to get some things figured out with them, and I've got something, and he's just waiting to tell me in the morning. But I'm like, this can't be good. Like, I'm seeing everybody's, where they're going as an undrafted free agent from people I met throughout the process. I don't see anything on my phone. I'm like,
oh no.
So I didn't sleep at all that night. I'm just staring at my phone like, when is this coming in? I thought no one picked me up. Well, then the next morning, first thing in the morning, I wake up to a text from him saying, sorry, had to get some things figured out with people that were on the fence. You're going to New England. So I was like, oh, all right.
Ooh.
So that,
sorry.
No. I get it. So that, like, it kind of took the sales out of it though, because I was ready to go out that night. I was like, I'm ready to go. He's like, you're leaving for New England next weekend. Get your bags packed. You're in a good spot. So the rookie minicamp was the following week. It was 2 weeks away. Had a good rookie minicamp, got signed, and then it kind of just went from there. But it was not an easy path at all. It was a very bumpy road of a lot of sleepless nights. Once I thought, once I had on my mind, okay, I can make it. Now it's okay. How long will it last? And I mean, the stress is real in there. There was sometimes just being an undrafted free agent. I mean, you're bottom of the totem pole. You're a rookie. If I had a bad practice, I was worried I wasn't coming back into that building later that day. Like it's real. And I mean, just with some of the, like, you get people coming in, people leaving every single day. And I knew it was real because my rookie year during camp, I was sitting next to a vet, and like I was getting to know him. I was talking to him, getting to know like where he was from, everything, and he was like, "Why do you want to get to know me so bad?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, I just want
Kind of weird question."
He goes, "Yeah, right. That's what I thought too." And then he goes, "You know the chances of this locker room still being intact in 2 weeks cuts down to basically half of us. And then after that, every week, 3 to 4 people are leaving, 3 to 4 new ones are coming in. Like there's only going to be the 53-man roster, and then out of the practice squad, maybe 3 or 4 of them will stay throughout the whole 18 weeks of the season." And that's when it hit me. I'm like, this is real. Like you really gotta show up every day. That was the eye-opening one. And I thought it came from such a simple question of like, I'm just trying to get to know you. And he kind of just laid it out there. He's like, I've been doing this long enough where there's a good chance that we may not even talk to each other ever again come tomorrow. Like anything can happen. You can get injured. You can get cut. Like there's just so many revolving doors. And ever since that, it hit me. I'm like, this business is real. You got to show up every day. And being an undrafted free agent, I was like, all right, this is gonna get real really quick. I didn't get that part of the business until that conversation happened. And then I saw it in real time, and he wasn't lying. He was not lying. He knew the business. He's been in it long enough to where, I mean, there were some people that I knew for a week, and I couldn't say anything more about him because I never saw him again. But
there
also at the same time, though, some of my best friends, like, yeah, go ahead, Joey.
I was going to say that reminds me a lot of the movie Rudy. When he pulled Rudy outside and talked about how you have to give 110% every single day or you're gone. So I can't even imagine the stress of just the mental stress, not even just the physical, but the mental stress of you're one bad play away from being cut, or you trip and fall and it's like, okay, well, he's done. I mean, is it that cutthroat then?
You definitely have a leash. Like there's not, you come in and your first play, if you trip and fall, you're done. But it definitely puts like a microscope on you you can't do that again. Because
Oh boy.
I mean, I came in and during our conditioning test, the guy next to me, he goes, because you go home for 2 weeks and then you come back for camp. We come back. The first thing we do is the conditioning test. And he looks at me and he goes, "Dude, did you run in those last 2 weeks?" I was like, "Yeah, what do you mean? Like, we gotta come back. You knew we were gonna have to do this, like, and then get ready for camp. That's gonna be, a month and a half. Like, you gotta be in shape." And he goes, "Oh shit." And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you can't. He actually ended up passing it, but I was just like, there's some, like, it just hit me that there was some people that they didn't not care. They just didn't. They were so physically gifted that I knew it was going to be, there was going to be some people that could, take that route and make it. But there was also some people where, I mean, they were some of the hardest workers, but they had a couple of those plays where, maybe they, like, one of them just tripped. He tripped over his own feet, ended up getting pancaked, and put a microscope on him, and he wasn't there much longer. So you really do. And obviously, if you're paying somebody a lot of money, like you just spent a lot of money on a draft pick, he's going to stay there for a while. Versus if you're an undrafted free agent, it takes nothing for them to say, okay, you're out of here. We're bringing somebody else in. So there's a
In
lot of
essence,
people.
they
There
don't
are
care.
people that are protected. I mean, that's the reality of it. Yeah, like you gotta, as an undrafted free agent, you have to bring it every day. Otherwise, you're not going to survive. You're not protected by a big contract. You're not protected by, oh, these, the scouts look bad because they brought you in. Like they were essentially just giving you a chance. And if you don't make it, well, that's what they expected. They expect their draft picks to perform. They don't, they get heat if their draft picks don't perform. Like, oh, this team, this GM, he can't draft. Bring in an undrafted free agent. Oh, well, that's how it's supposed to be anyways. How many undrafted free agents make a team every year? Like one or two. So it just became really real, really, really fast.
I mean, to me, this is just hearing all this. This is a definition of a grinder. I mean, this guy just is a grinder. I mean, like Chef, cousin Joey. I mean, how does this resonate with you guys? I mean, with what you guys are doing. I mean, how does it resonate with you guys?
I mean, I guess I've been naive, like I didn't realize that there was that like pecking order, right? And like obviously it's a high pressure, you're talking NFL, it's professional, like, but it's like the stars, right? They're kind of like designated the stars, so they kind of get leeway, right? But is there more pressure for a star or the position you're in?
That's a really good question, honestly. I would say they're two different level of pressures. If an UDFA just makes the team, he's gonna get no. Like everybody in that fan base, like, oh, this guy overcame all these obstacles, was a UDFA, made the team, like made the roster. He may be a healthy scratch every single game. He may just be a special teams guy, but he made the team. If you're a star, you better be making every play in crunch time. You better be worth every single dollar they just spent. Like you have to, when the lights are the brightest, you have to perform. Versus UDFA, you're just kind of trying to make the team. And if you can be on special teams, that is.
That's an accomplishment.
That's not many. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're a star and that's all you're performing at, that's a swing and a miss. So it's kind of two different levels of pressure, but I would say, yeah, that's a good question. I would honestly say a star probably does have more pressure just because like they have to perform when the game is like, and that's every single week. You have to, when the game is tight. Every game's going to be tight. It's the NFL. It's the best 32 teams in the world. It's the best, how many players in the league. It's the best players.
But even to be in that conversation, even to be in those conversations, though, even to be showing up at practice, like that's huge, man. Like this is the best teams in the world. Like it's a very select group that even get to the point that you got to. But the pressure is there nonetheless. No matter where you fall on the roster.
Right. Yeah. And I think it just depends on, are you looking at it from, how the team's performing or how an individual's performing. Like, sorry, dog's going crazy. Must be outside. So yeah, I think it just depends like what lens you're looking through. I think all during camp, I think a UDFA has the most pressure on them because they're the ones playing the preseason games. Like not stars, they might play, a quarter or a half here and there. And they might take a game off. Like they might not even play the first game or the last game. So they don't really have pressure, during camp because they're going to be on the team. Versus UDFA, the UDFAs, it is a competition to outperform every other UDFA in the league to make your team, or at least have a good enough preseason to where your tapes is now looked at by other teams and they'll pick you up if you do get cut. So I would say throughout camp, the pressure is on undrafted free agents versus the season. The pressure's on the stars.
Okay, yeah, that puts it in perspective. Yeah, right, because you're kind of fighting for your spot during camp. Like, if you're not a star already, I get it now. But I never would have thought of that. Hadn't we talked to you? It's not something that like average people know. It's not common knowledge, I don't think.
Right, cousin Joey, what do you think?
Like I would have.
Oh, sorry.
I would have never known either. No, you're good. I was just gonna say, like without being in it, without like being in the fire every day, there's no way if you're not in it would know that, because you just see like the 18 games being played during the regular season. You don't see what goes into it. You just hear about the stars. Like I think Hard Knocks does a good job of like picking out that undrafted free agent and showing their journey and the stresses they're going through. But they also really focus on the stars because they're the ones that come to season. You're going to be watching them. Yeah, exactly. Like they're putting they're putting the fan seat or the fans in the seats. So yep. So I mean, it really is a lot. Hard Knocks would honestly be the only one that even I think touches on it out of anybody. Like I think they do it a little bit, but I mean, yeah, there's really no way of even. I don't even know how you would get that out there because it's such a small part of the business and it lasts for 6 weeks. Like after that, it's okay. Like no one cares.
Yeah.
Well, even after
I care, Nate. I care, Nate. Okay.
No, Chef, I appreciate that.
Even after somebody makes a team, like I saw it in Buffalo this year, man, we had some, great players that when we had an injury to one position and they had to bring somebody else in, they had to cut somebody on the roster, and we lost a couple good talented players this year that people were really upset, or you sign somebody off a waiver and you got to cut somebody else, and then you had that guy from Pittsburgh who decided he wasn't coming here, and at that point we already lost that player to somebody else on waivers. And so even if you're on a team, you're not necessarily safe. It can change week to week, so and we see it in Buffalo all the time because sadly we're injury prone. So
how about them Lions?
Jeez.
I didn't see them.
Fuck them Lions.
Where was the playoffs this year for
the
them?
Lions year.
I'm hoping.
We always say it's Buffalo's year, but we've been saying that since the 4 Super Bowls in the 90s. So, I still remember crying during the wide right. That's actually our motto. It starts with "This is the year," and then it finishes as well. There's always next year. So.
That's right.
We got the new stadium coming. You got the new stadium coming. Maybe the
new stadium that we didn't dome in the middle of Buffalo. So you don't let politicians make decisions on stadiums. It does look cool.
It does look nice.
They're already actually taking the old one down.
Are they really?
I saw that.
Yeah, they're selling seats right now, and I actually had it in my shopping cart last night, and it was like $750 for one chair to be shipped to my house, and I was like, divorce or no divorce, So.
One of my good friends, I mean, Joey, him, Paul, my buddy Paul. Mm-hmm. He's got a pair of seats out of the old Joe Louis Arena where the Wings played. He had those in his man cave downstairs.
I have one from the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. Yeah, I have it sitting over here. That's why I wanted the one from the Bills Stadium and put it next to it.
Hey, Nate, did you take anything from the stadium? Like when you're there, did you take some memorabilia?
I should. Now that we're talking about this, it never crossed my mind. I just took all my stuff. I should have grabbed something on my way out.
Still get your ID card, see if you can sneak in.
Right. Yeah, right.
Steal some stuff. So, Nate, I have a quick question for you. And I'm sure you probably get this question quite a bit, but what was it like? I mean, did you speak with and meet with Coach Belichick during your time?
Yeah. No, I thought there is no better leader that I've ever been around. I mean, he truly, when you talk about somebody who holds everybody the same exact standard, I mean, it is real. Like he gets to know everybody. Like when you're passing him in the halls, he gets to know you. Sometimes you can tell when he's not, in the best of moods. Might be just oh shit, there's Coach Belichick. But he's got this intimidating aura about him. Like, oh, that's Bill Belichick. He's won 6 Super Bowls. Like that's him. That's the greatest coach to coach in this game. But I mean, I loved him. Like he truly made me, I mean, not only a better player, obviously he's, a great football coach, but just as a leader and what he brought, every single day, he was, you knew what you were getting from him every single day. There was no switch up. He was going to be real with you. Like there was no sugarcoating anything. I mean, I respected him so much, and he was honestly super funny. Like he was a very funny guy. He had the most dry sense of humor, but when he would just have these like one-liners that he would work into films that you're just like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. He'd have these jokes that were so funny. He kept it. He knew like he knew the perfect combination of how to, you know, really hone in on the film, but also if it's a long film session, he's going to throw some things in there that are funny to keep it light. And I I have the most like utmost respect for Bill Belichick. I love playing for him. I think he made me a better, player and person. And just seeing his leadership style, I'm like, and you can carry that, throughout your whole life. Like he really instills a lot of. And the days are, I mean, they're hard and long. They are very tough days, like the camps that we go through. They were some really tough days, but I mean, you knew what you were getting from him. Like there was no two face to him. I really enjoyed everything about like what he did, and I know some people had a lot of disagreements with what he was, you know, how he was coaching with the newer generation of players, but I liked his old school approach. I think it's what made him successful. It's like, why change? Like he knew that. Like this is what, because he made us get to know like the every chef in the building. I mean, every single person that you pass, the janitors, every single person that you pass in that building, you better know their first name, last name, if they have any kids, where they're from. I mean, he truly made it like a family thing in that building, which I loved.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Really love that. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, are there any kind of like special like rituals that you guys would do to kind of like, to get in the spirit, in a certain kind of vibe? Like, did that happen? And is that something that you carry outside of that into now your professional life now?
I mean, he was just so detail oriented that I think it was just such a set schedule for how everything was going to go. I don't think there was really any rituals, as far as like before the game or anything like that. He really let everybody be themselves. I mean, you were going to listen to your own music. You weren't going to distract anybody else. So I think he was, there really weren't any rituals, but I think just with how he structured every single day and we were going to follow that structure, that's more what I carry about it. Like, all right, I'm planning out each day because I know I got to start doing this, then it's going to last till this. If I have something, at this time and I need to prepare, an hour before it, I'm setting that. So I would just say really his like, he instilled this discipline in us of how we were going to go about it. And there was no star was above that. You were going to
No wavering.
do exactly like you were going to follow this. This is how the team's going to do it, and you better be on time, and you better not distract anybody else trying to get ready for a game or anything like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't say there was really any rituals as much as he kind of let you do what you wanted to do, but you had to
Within
follow
the
structure
guidelines.
of the day.
Yeah.
You're right, exactly.
Yep.
I still hate the guy. So I like him now. I like him a lot now. And man, I'll tell you, there was a big rumor. I mean, it was circulating big time about him possibly coming to Buffalo when they were talking about making a coaching change. And a lot of Bills fans were all about it. A lot of Bills fans were against it. But again, I mean, we hated him because he always had our number. And to be honest, him and Tom Brady had the number of every team in the NFL for a long time. So
he did.
All joking aside, I mean, you're talking about two of the best that the
Dynasty.
NFL's ever seen. So it was just, again, you hated playing against them, but you had to respect what they did and what they brought to the game. And I'm a more old school fan of that type of coaching. We had Marv Levy for so many years in the 90s, who still no one has beat us going to 4 straight Super Bowls, but in the same breath, nobody's lost 4 straight Super Bowls. So But again, it's just to be able just to be able to make it a professional sport. Whether you're there for a day or you're there for 10 years. I mean, that's pretty insane. My son is an avid hockey player. He's entering his potentially his last year of playing. He wants to be in the NHL so bad. Or to find a good school to play for, and we know what the reality is. But he puts in 100% when he's on the ice, and he trains
He's
hard.
damn good though.
And I'm spending like $10,000 a year, shit, just in sticks half the time. So, but again, I want him to watch this once we have this published, listen to your story and, all the stuff that you overcame, injuries and determination. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome, which I'm guessing everything that you learned and did during that sport is pretty much, led you where you are today.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, any way that I can help him out just with my story, I'd love to be able to do so. But yeah, I would say that honestly instilled just a lot of, and it really just is by habit now because I had to, live that life for so long that it really just became natural when I switched, to the next endeavor that, okay, I was going to follow this structure. But yeah, it was, I would say just, I mean, not to go off topic, but you build up like these athletes, they build up this credibility on this, in their sport for so long, but it only lasts for so long. Like if you make it,
right,
one professionally, you already outlasted 99.9% of athletes.
Right.
And then after that, if you last longer than 2 years, you've lasted longer.
That's a long time.
Right. You beat every single odd. So just the credibility is really what you have to build up credibility in a completely different space that nobody really knows that you got into. Nobody really cares to ask, what you're doing after sports. They'll text you every day, when you're a professional athlete, how's it going? Like, you want to meet up for lunch? As soon as you get out of that, they don't give a shit. Like I can't get tickets anymore. I can't, say
right. You're no good to them anymore.
That I talk to. Right. So it's like it's this weird, thing of you build up credibility for, 15 years of playing this sport. As soon as you're done, nobody cares. You got to build up credibility in a completely different area. And that's honestly the only transition that was like tough for me was, nobody cares what you like. It is a cool story, but how does that really translate to what you're doing next other than, discipline, hard work? How can you actually, act upon it? So yeah, like I do carry all of that, but still trying to build up the credibility and really trying to get out there, what the next step is. Because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do for a long time. I didn't know what, like it was a weird path. I had no idea. But yeah, I mean, it was a weird transition.
It's almost like,
luckily, I met great people.
It's almost like you have to rebrand yourself, right? So you're branded as an NFL guy, and now you're into a different career, and it's like you have to kind of reinvent, but still, I don't know, create that same, presence, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what it is, and like everybody wants to reach out to you when you're in that lifestyle.
Right.
And you get out of the lifestyle, you got to reach. If you need something, you might have to start reaching out to them. So it's a completely different change. And then it's like, all right, well, who was actually there for the right reasons along the way? So
exactly.
It's been eye-opening to say the least. But I mean, for the better, for sure. Like I've met, actually good people that, I don't have to tell, I could not even tell my background, and, I've had great conversations with them, and I'll continue to have that. And they might not even know, I've played in the NFL. Like they might not, and they don't even care, to be honest.
That's
like
cool. That's cool.
Right. So
yeah,
so that's
real people.
Right. So that's honestly been the best part about this new endeavor is I don't even have to, I don't even want to tell that part because I want to get to know them for who they are and they get to know me for who I am. And then we can dive into that. It's like, okay, like you actually, cared and we had some real conversations before you even knew that part of it. So I mean, this is somebody that I'm going to continue to talk to. This is somebody that I want to, do business with or grow with and just, continue to get to know them.
Yeah, absolutely. So break this. I mean, so you went from NFL and now you've gone to the investing side. So break that down for me. Like, I'm not in your world. So maybe explain to everybody what you do day to day.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got into the real estate side, honestly, just through meeting really great people. I had no idea what I was going to do. Honestly, the last 2 years, I knew my time was coming to an end, but so I had, a great mentor that said, all right, you got to start looking for this new thing. So I started talking, to old teammates, and I went out to lunch with one, and he was like, man, I'm making more. I can't remember what I asked him. He's like, I'm making more this year through some real estate investments than I am through my NFL contract. And I was just
Wow,
like,
I
wow,
bet.
like you're in your, he was in like his 9th or 10th year at that time. So, he's on a vet contract, getting paid very well. And I was just like, how is that even possible? Like, what else is out there in this world to where you really aren't even working for it? You just, put money into it and it's working for you so much that you don't even need this game anymore. So that's what opened my eyes up to real estate. But I didn't know, the avenues of it. I had no idea who to talk to get to know this. I didn't come from a real estate background. No one in my family was in real estate, but I mean, it was something that I knew everybody was kind of doing, and it's something that really intrigued me. So I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to learn this business. I think, if I can take discipline and work ethic of football, transition it to something completely new, like, yeah, I'm going to build up my credibility this way. It's no different. Like, yeah, I might be a long shot in this because I don't have the background, I didn't have the family, but if I made it, the NFL as a long shot, what's going to stop me from this? So that's where I kind of just dove all in, started meeting really good people in that. So then I just kind of started diving into real estate. Now, kind of in the capital markets, so helping people, get essentially just the capital that they need, whether it's equity, debt. We've got a lot of great relationships with banks, and helping them, kind of restructure around what's going on in the market to make their deal fit. These are some big deals that nobody can come out of pocket and, pay for everything in this deal. Like, these are 50 million, like maybe Tom Brady,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Josh Allen with his new contract might be able to, but,
I know, right?
but it's just helping people, and not only the sponsors, but it's also, using my relationships with guys in the NFL, and then it's got me into doors, in other professional leagues like the MLB, just guys that you got to have something set up for when you retire, and there's not a game day paycheck coming in anymore. There's not, these practice squad paychecks coming in anymore. You got to have something where your money's still working for you, so the day you come out, you're not broke. And a lot of these athletes, they go dead broke. So,
and that's amazing to me. I mean, the amount of money that is, I mean, you see these contracts, and I get it. I mean, you get these super huge, 9-figure contracts, 8-figure contracts, whatever they may be. I saw a video one day and they're talking, hey, these NFL pros, I mean, they may have this huge contract. Say they get a $50 million contract. Well, they said you can almost cut half away for taxes, and then you cut a percentage away for, your agent. And it's like a lot of these guys don't actually make nearly what their contract looks like.
No. Yeah, I would honestly
say you pull Josh Allen and you marry a movie star.
That's the way
always
to do
a good backup plan. I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you see these professional athletes. Yeah, you see these professional athletes, they're going broke, or, they lost everything. They have to sell their mansion. They have to sell their 15 or 18 cars. I'm like, how? I mean, I don't know.
They've got 12 kids with 12 different women, and they're all suing them, and, or it's sadly drug addiction and alcohol. And, looking at NFL players today, NHL players, I mean, some people, not so much the NFL players at this age, but I'm watching hockey players getting signed at 18 years old, becoming millionaires overnight.
They don't know what to do with the money. They don't know how to manage money.
You know, they feel their rock stars are untouchable, and you know, a lot of things go south pretty quick. You know, and the same thing, you know, the spending. You go from making millions of dollars a year to nothing. Now, does the NFL offer, like, is there a retirement where there is residual checks, or is it once you're done, and what you made is what you made?
So yeah, after 2 years, so you have to be active, and I believe it's after 2 years of being active or 4 years. I didn't get it, so I never looked into it. I know some people obviously get, like, some of my teammates definitely do get it, some residual checks. But I want to say it's 3 years on a practice squad, 3 or 4 years on a practice squad, 2 years active, and then you qualify for it. But when you think about, like what you guys were going back to it, even college athletes with the NIL now, they're becoming millionaires, and they're 17, 18 years old. Like, I don't know how old Bryce Underwood was when he signed with Michigan, but his NIL, I think, was like $5 million. And I think he left early, so I think he was 17. It's like, how do you give somebody that young that much money and expect them to know what to do with it? So there's a lot.
Blows my mind.
I mean, you can have the financial advisor, but how many of them are reaching out and just taking advantage of them? Like, they know that how young they are. They know,
for sure,
they don't know any better. Like, so it's things like that, trying to get ahead of that, which obviously, you know, being new into the business, we got to grow it and really get out there to do that. But like, that's our goal, is just have these passive investments into real estate where, you know, it's been one of the best investments for as long as it's been there. So let's get some passive income where, you know, you're still getting these checks while you're playing, but as soon as you're done, okay, you still have a livable paycheck that's completely passive, and it can, at least at the very minimum, even if you don't put a ton in, it can make you survive until you find your next thing. Like, you're not going with zero income until, you know, you find a job that doesn't even support your bills to start. Like, you just lived off, you know, a couple $1 million a year, all of your, you know, your mortgage, your car payment, if you didn't pay that off. Like, some of these people have some insane expenses, and then as soon as they get cut, they got no income to support this, and that's how all of them, they're filing. And it's just, right. It's just a sad reality of a lot of the athletes going broke, because they think they're going to be playing for forever, and it's, you're beating up your body. You're one injury away from not having a paycheck anymore. Like,
that's what I was just going to say. I mean, you tear a Achilles or a back surgery. You look at Brian Branch, you know, Lions safety, tore his Achilles at the end of the year last year, or Sam Laporta with his, you know, back injury. He had surgery. I mean, that one and done. So, yeah.
Exactly. And I saw a stat, from 2019 to now, there was more Achilles, ACLs, and I think back injuries than from 2019 to like 2005 or something like that. Just how, because the game, I mean, it's getting faster. People always getting bigger, faster, stronger every year. And you know, it's the brutality of the game. Like, they're putting rules in. I mean, I hate a lot of them, but they're putting rules in to make it safer. But I mean, at the same time, it's
killing the sport.
It's only gonna, it is. And like, there's like, I hate the rule of, I think they just changed it again, how many padded practices you can have throughout the year. It's like, well, that gets your body ready for that contact. That actually reduces the injuries. Like, maybe let's not take that away. There's just some rules that I think might be playing into it a little bit, versus helping these athletes out.
I'm just curious about those massive helmets.
Oh, the Guardian helmets?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, there's different levels of it. I'm waiting for some of these players to be dragging their head out to the field like this, trying to start running. It's like, those things can't be comfortable. I mean, I get, if you need a helmet that's the size of your, king size pillow, maybe you shouldn't be playing in the game. That's my take on it.
That's all
Yeah, like the kid from the.
Yeah.
You ever see the Little Giants when that kid shows up with a foam wrap? My mom said that your pads weren't good enough.
But that's all concussion protocol stuff, though, isn't it, Nate? The Guardian helmets like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess there's studies behind it. I mean, I don't know what really I mean, the reality is a lot of these hits, I mean, they're car crashes. I don't know how much
Yeah.
like
They're brutal.
So like I've seen oh my gosh, brutal. And I don't know how much, obviously there's got to be studies done out there that I haven't seen that make it where the NFL said, okay, but I mean, it's not required. So I don't know, what the studies are, because I think if they, were great enough and they might come in with a mandate here soon saying, these are required, but I don't know. I played with, I'm very con Guardian caps. I am not a big Guardian cap person. I think one, I mean, if you're going for aesthetic, look good, feel good, play good, that's not the look that you're not going to be playing your best out there.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know what it really does. I mean, maybe it's just for the NFL to say, no, we're actively, trying to prevent these.
Right.
The reality
Say
is,
them
I mean,
lawsuit later on.
Right.
It's Guardian helmet.
I mean,
It's like,
It's
oh, you had
Guardian
another
helmet
concussion. We got to
bobblehead
pump that a little bit
giveaway
more.
yeah, right.
So,
Oh, crap.
Nate, shifting gears back to your investment company. Jamie and I, we've spoken about trying to do investments and whatnot, but I've also learned that the investment industry has become one of the biggest fraud industries too. So what can people do to look into something that's actually legit, something that you have a better chance of return on your money? Like, so my wife and I, we paid off our house 2 years ago, and I'm in my mid-40s. We're both in our mid-40s now, and I want to retire somewhat younger. Like, I want to be done when I'm 55, and I think investment's the way to go. But what would you tell somebody that has the same idea that I have, but has zero ideas of what to do, how to do it, who to trust?
Yeah, I would, because that's honestly how we look at it too. Like, the first thing you do is, does the risk outweigh the reward? And if so, that's a no-go. Like, I mean, how we kind of essentially look at it as, who are the sponsors and operators behind the deal? Do they have a great track record? Have they done something like this before? And this is just coming from the real estate side right now. But what's their track record? Have they actually, done something like this? Has, the plan that they have in place, have they actually executed on a plan like this? What did those returns look like for somebody? If they were to invest this amount of dollars, what did that return look like for that investor? And then we also look in the same breath at, okay, did they ever have anything that went wrong during a project? Did anything go wrong? How did they communicate that? How did they handle that? Are they, just somebody that if you invest in this deal, but, market shifts, something happens, how are they going to handle it? Are they just going to, push you to the side and never hear from them again? Or are they straight up honest with you, keep you in the loop with everything that's going on? Those are the people that, you want to trust with in the investment. Is there too much supply of that asset versus the demand of that asset in that market? I mean, a good one to look at it, can you easily get debt on it? If you can't get debt on it, then if the banks don't like it, there might be some issues with it for, one reason or another on why not to put your own capital into it? Are also the sponsors, do they trust this deal enough to where they're putting their own money up front? If they don't trust in a deal, but they don't want to put their own money up front, why should they ever ask anybody else to put money into it? They don't believe in it enough themselves to put money into it. So how am I supposed to tell somebody, how am I supposed to put my own money into this if I can't go there and say, oh, the person doing this project has X amount of dollars into it? So I mean, there's definitely a lot of factors, and the fraud is real, especially. I mean, I was talking with the bank the other day, and just what AI can do right now. I mean, it's scary. It is scary what they can say, proof on paper, but it's actually something with AI. Like it is scary. That's where I go back to who are the operators behind the deal? How much, what's their track record? Have they done a deal of this size before? If this is something, they're going from, if they're in, a multifamily where they just do 10 to 15 units, and all of a sudden they're trying to pitch a 150 unit deal for 70 million more dollars. Okay, this might be outside of the wheelhouse of this group. Like, I think they're, taking a little too much off the bone here that they don't know how to chew, and this is some risk here. So, I mean, it really does go back to, and then another one to add on to that, what is, that market like? Is there a lot of crime in that market? Is there really good jobs in that market? Are jobs coming, or are these jobs leaving? Is there job diversification? Is there only an insurance company in this market? And if this insurance company leaves, the whole town, not only the economy goes down, but also the population goes down. So, I mean, there's just a lot of factors that we really look at. Does, if the risk outweighs the reward, no go. And they also have to hit returns too. I mean, there's returns that to really make it a good investment, because some people, if they want their money back quicker, okay, let's look at like a 2 to 3 year investment, and then you get your money back. Do you just want to hold it and get, passive income for the next 15 to 20 years on a good asset? Well, let's look into something where someone's looking to hold this thing. They know how to operate something for a long time. They can prove that the market has been stable for a lot longer, because it's not as quick of a turnaround. So yeah, we look for a lot of deals that fit people that we've talked to, what they're looking for. They're just looking for a quick turn on their buck, and I'm going to put X amount of dollars in, and I need to see this amount of dollars back in the next 2 to 3 years. Do I just want to see like a cash on cash return for the next 5 to 6, or longer? Do I just want to sit and let this asset appreciate, and in 15 years, every year it's gone up a significant amount, because they can raise the value of the property in one way or another. So yeah, I would say a lot of it goes into what the asset is and who the operators are behind it, to avoid any of this fraud. And that's kind of where credibility, like our credibility, we want to build that up, because we know how important that is. Like, there's a lot of people in this business doing it for the wrong reasons, and it's a sad truth about it. It really is a sad truth. I've talked to some other athletes that they invested in a real estate deal, and it went so south, and I don't even know if they ever got their money back. I'm hoping they ended up doing it, because I know some of them are still in it, and they're just like, I don't even want to invest in real estate again. And it's like, well, what if I brought you a really good deal? Yeah, me too. It made me sick for them. But I'm like, what if we did the due diligence on this deal for you? We, can bring you this, and then we also get you with the sponsor face to face, and you can get a feel for them and how you like it. So yeah, we're just trying to kind of bridge that gap between, some of these operators and people who want to, they hear on a YouTube video how to get rich in real estate, and it's using other people's money. So then they go to these athletes, or they go to these movie stars, and they pitch them these deals, but they've never done a deal before. They have no idea how to handle anything when the deal goes south. They have no idea anything about the market. They haven't studied the market at all. They're just like, oh, I heard, Scottsdale, Arizona is the next best thing. I'm going to go here. It's like, all right, what makes you think that? Oh, well, I heard it on the news. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Let's get that one.
I heard it here. I heard it on the TikTok.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're trying to, be that, capital markets, like intermediary of, what are the really good deals out there? How can we help with it? And then how can we also help, somebody who's just looking for that passive income, but they don't know, where to start looking. They're not pitched these deals, or we are. And let's just mesh the two. Let's make, everybody happy. Let's get a win-win-win all the way around.
So realistically, if somebody's watching this and they're interested in maybe connecting with Nate, you can actually we'll drop my email in here. I don't want a bunch of people just getting a hold of Nate. Hey, get a hold of me. We can talk. I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's good with you, Nate, because I mean, there's probably going to be some people who are like, hey, I've got this idea. I just don't know the next step. So we'll put my email, my phone number. I don't care. We'll put it all in here. People can come to me and say, hey, and we can have a conversation. And if it's worthwhile, I'd be happy to, pass it along to Nate. It's not, I mean, it's what we do, but, we are coming down to the end of the show today. We've got a giveaway to do. Chef, do you want to do the honors on this, bud?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say, Nate, thank you so much for coming on this crazy show of ours. And I'm sure the audience is going to get a lot of value out of this. So, and taking the time and doing this with us it means a lot to us.
Fun.
Thank you. Yeah,
appreciate it. Thanks so much,
you guys. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, Chef, I don't say good luck on the surgery. Hope it all goes well.
Thanks, man.
You guys having on, and yeah, recovery to you. Hope the surgery goes well.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Yeah, God's with me. He's got me. I'm just gonna put my faith in Him and pray for the best.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nate,
listen,
normally
let's.
I was just going to say, Nate, normally we like to ask people, because our podcast, we do a lot of stuff about the 80s and the 90s, and this is where we normally ask our guests what was the favorite part about the 90s. But looking at when you were born, I'm guessing it was your birth. Seeing that you were born literally couple months after I graduated high school, I'm going to assume you don't have too many memories of the 90s.
I wish I did. Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I could bring some sort of value, but other than maybe my birth, I don't know anything of value.
Class of '98, baby.
I experienced in the '90s.
Yeah, but again, I want to thank you for coming on, man, and you were.
Thank you so much.
And you were a great sport with us, with me particularly teasing you. So, but. It was great meeting you, man. Great stories, and I think between your football time and your current business time, I said anyone who's going to watch this episode, I think you've definitely inspired people and whatnot. So thank you for being on. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys for having me on, Jamie. I appreciate you setting this up, and any way that
absolutely.
I can help, people with my story, anything that they're going through. I mean, feel free to reach out either to Jamie or myself, because I'd love to be able to help out in any way that I can.
Well, absolutely. Without further ado, Chef.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to get to the hospital, but before I do, I just want to congratulate our lucky winner, Tiger Lily from TikTok. She's following the Low Country Lunatics page. Congratulations. This bottle's got your name written all over it. We're going to send it out tomorrow or Monday. You should be getting it next week sometime. So congratulations. And again,
congrats.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Low Country Lunatics podcast. I'm Chef Giuseppe. Thank you again, Nate. It's been awesome. It's really awesome.
It's been great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Guys, happy Easter. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Happy Easter, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Happy Easter.
You too.
Happy Easter. Bye-bye.